Today, we're about to embark on a wild ride through nearly 50 years of US government shutdowns, from the very first hiccup in 1976 to the tense standoff happening right now in September 2025. By the end, you'll know who's to blame, what actually shuts down, and why this latest showdown might be the most dramatic yet. Let's dive in. What exactly is a government shutdown? Think of a shutdown like your friend locking you out of a group chat because you can't agree on pizza toppings. Congress needs to agree on a budget, and when they don't, non-essential parts of the government go dark. Essential services, think air traffic control, national defense, social security, keep running. But stuff like national parks, IRS processing, even some veteran services get paused until someone writes a check. The origin story, Gerald Ford's first shutdown, 1976. Our saga begins in October 1976, when President Ford vetoed a spending bill he thought was too hefty. For 10 days, the whole thing froze. It sounds dire, but it set the stage for the political battles we see today. The Carter Shuffle, 5 shutdowns over abortion fights, 1977, 1979. Jimmy Carter's presidency is like a mini-series. He survived 5 shutdowns, mostly over abortion funding under Medicaid. Imagine arguing the same point so fiercely that you shut down the government 3 times in a row. The stalemate dragged on, but Carter eventually stripped out the controversial bits and moved on. Reagan's blitz, 8 shutdowns, mostly weekend getaways, 1981, 1989. Reagan racked up 8 shutdowns, but here's the kicker, they averaged just 2 days each. One even happened because lawmakers preferred a fundraiser and a White House barbecue over late-night votes. Reagan's strategy, shut it down quickly, make a point, then cut a deal. Bush, 41's short snag, 1990. George H.W. Bush faced a 3-day shutdown over his no new taxes pledge. It happened over Columbus Day weekend, smart timing to minimize drama, but still furloughed 2,800 workers. Clinton versus Gingrich, the showdown years 1995-1996. Here's where it gets epic. Newt Gingrich and President Clinton squared off in 2 shutdowns. The first lasted 5 days, but the second stretched 21 days, costing hundreds of millions and turning museums to ghost towns. Clinton came out looking like the people's champ, and Gingrich's contract with America took a hit. Peaceful waters under Bush 43, 2001, 2009. George W. Bush didn't have a single shutdown. 8 years with no funding gaps. Hard to believe, right? It was the longest peaceful stretch since the modern process began. The Tea Party showstopper 2013. Fast forward to October 2013, when Tea Party conservatives tried to defund Obamacare. The result? A 16-day shutdown that furloughed 850,000 workers. In the end, Democrats held firm and Republicans conceded no Obamacare delays. Trump's standoff, border walls, and a 35-day record, 2018-2019, 3 shutdowns and one became the longest ever at 35 days. Trump wanted $5.7 billion for his border wall. Democrats said nope. Federal workers missed paychecks, airports struggled, and the economy took a $5 billion hit. Eventually, Trump blinked and reopened the government without wall funding. Close calls, and now Biden to 2025. Biden's first term, 0 shutdowns, thanks to last-minute deals. But now, in September 2025, we're on the brink again. What's different? Agencies are preparing for permanent layoffs, not just furloughs. Republicans control Congress and the White House but still need Democrats in the Senate, and the big bone of contention, healthcare funding extensions versus a clean spending bill. What we've learned. Over these 21 shutdowns, patterns emerge. Short and frequent in the 70s and 80s, long and brutal in the 90s and 10s, rare but record-breaking under Trump. 0 under Bush 43 and Biden until now. Shutdowns have morphed from brief financial glitches into major political weapons, driving real harm, unpaid paychecks, closed parks, delayed benefits, and billions in lost economic output. Why you should care. This isn't just political theatre, it affects real lives. Federal employees who can't pay rent, small businesses waiting for loans, travelers stuck in longer security lines, and you, the taxpayer picking up the tab. Will this 2025 showdown beat the 35-day record? Will permanent layoffs become a new norm? Or will cooler heads prevail before October 1? Only time will tell. What's your shutdown story? Fed up federal worker? Park ranger forced to lock gates? Share in the comments.